أيها النبي حرض المؤمنين على القتال
Some men are idolized, some are respected as individuals. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad is one of the very few people who fall into the latter kind. We might know him as a rebellious political leader or as a brilliant scholar, but he will always be remembered as someone who had unshakable faith in unity, rationality, justice, and democracy. One of the most prominent leaders of the freedom movement in the country, Maulana Azad, had not only fueled the angst against the British rule, but his entire approach towards society, life, theology, as well as politics were innate to his lineage of liberal Islamic mysticism. Maulana Azad spent considerable time in Kolkata, where he studied different cultures and languages and developed his ideas of life and notions of politics. To mark his birth centenary in 1989, the Maulana Abul Kalam Azad Institute of Asian Studies was conceived to help nurture his faith in the nation's composite culture, world peace, and progress. The foundation stone of the institute was unveiled on 12th March 1993. The Maulana Azad Museum was inaugurated on 11th November 2006 at his Kolkata residence in Ashraf Mistri Lane, from where he carried out most of his political activities.
He moved from one corner of Calcutta to the other, as if he was trying to build up and mobilize people. It was around 1932 that Azad had come to this house, and he had made this into his home. And this was the area from which Azad was also taking up the cause of the working class. It was from Calcutta that Azad was basically getting his inspiration.
With the joint efforts of the Ministry of Culture and the Maulana Abul Kalam Azad Institute of Asian Studies, some of his personal memorabilia have been carefully preserved. A rare treat not only for scholars and researchers, but to a large section of people who like to delve deep into the history of our forefathers.
15th August 1947, India became independent. As a result of partition, millions became homeless.
It provides a chance to encounter the historic figure in the light of his worldview.
10 million refugees moved into India.
Azad's association with Gandhiji had made him a central leader. Azad was made the Congress president in 1923. But to most of us, we've forgotten that Azad was a leader of Bengal. It was in Bengal that he had grown up, he had been educated, and it was in Bengal's politics that Azad had actually matured.
The charter of the Maulana Abul Kalam Azad Institute of Asian Studies prescribes two broad subjects for researchers at the institute, whose number currently stands at 21. The first is obviously the life, teachings and ideas of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. The second is the culture, economy, polity, society and governance of various Asian countries from the middle of the 19th century to the present day. Fellows here operate on a variety of disciplines and write on a large number of Asian countries. So, since 2003, we have been able to publish 115 books. But we must not fail to remember that the teachings of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad have a contemporary relevance and significance. His profound faith in secularism prompted him to discard the idea of Pakistan and partition. His mission was not successful, and there was the partition of the Indian subcontinent and Pakistan came into existence. But history has proved Maulana Abul Kalam Azad to be right, because he always pleaded that secularism and not partition was the antidote to communal antagonism.
To Azad, the Quran speaks for rationalism, liberty, humanity and democracy, though they might sound to be imitator of the Western political philosophy, but in reality they are very much entrenched in the teachings of the Prophet, and these liberal traditions which Azad promoted has now come to the surface in the success of the Arab Spring. Today, the success of liberal Islam itself talk about the defeat of radical Islam.
स्कूल और कॉलेज हमें इल्म का घर नहीं देते, इल्म के घर के दरवाजे पर खड़ा कर देते हैं। लेकिन इल्म का घर कहाँ है? वो दरअसल कुतुबखाना। कुतुबखाने के सर्विस से मकसूद यह है कि एक मुल्क को उसकी हालत और ज़रूरत के मुताबिक और किताबों के जो पढ़ने वाले हैं उनकी हालत के मुताबिक जिस तरह का लिटरेचर, जिस तरह की किताबें चाहिए, उन किताबों का इंतज़ाम करे और फिर कोशिश करे कि वो किताबें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हाथों में पहुंच जाए।
In order to understand a person, it is necessary to know him. He should be discovered not only in his speeches and the work that he has done, but in those small little things that bear testimony to the life he led. The museum has accumulated a vast amount of Maulana Azad's personal belongings, which illustrate his passions and his inclinations. His memories are being successfully restored with the sincere efforts of the Institute in an attempt to understand the great man to the farthest possible extent.
Maulana Abul Kalam Azad is a name with whom we as young people used to conjure. Azad as not only a very eminent Quranic scholar in his own right, not only a very doughty fighter for the freedom of India against British rule, but also as an icon of India's secular values. Azad had fought for India's freedom, had been jailed for it several times, had sadly neglected his wife, but had thought that his country came first. India needed a place where research would be carried on with regard to the composite culture of the country. The Maulana Abul Kalam Azad Institute of Asian Studies was a product of the nationwide celebration in 1989 of the centenaries of not only Jawaharlal Nehru but also Maulana Azad.
The ingredients of Maulana Azad's personality, including his integrity, insight, humility and courage of conviction, made him a rarity, a first among equals. His modern and liberal sensibility allowed him to shun orthodoxy and embrace tolerance. The institute stands not only as a tribute to Maulana Azad's epistemological zeal, but has been conceived as an attempt to explore and evaluate the leader's beliefs regarding the nation's composite culture, world peace and progress, liberal democracy, scientific rationality, and friendly relations with the neighboring countries. The institute boasts of significant works that have helped strengthen the worldview of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. The expanded areas of research have been able to elucidate the values of a secular nation, which will certainly invite more and more people to the domain of international relations.
The Maulana Abul Kalam Azad Institute of Asian Studies, an autonomous body under the Ministry of Culture, was established in 1993. It has two primary research focus: A, the life and work of Maulana Azad, and secondly, social, cultural, political and economic development in Asia and its linkages with India. We have scholars with us who are engaged in work in several areas, of which the focus area now is in Central Asia, South Asia, Southeast Asia, West Asia as well as Afghanistan. Several of the research projects that are undertaken by our scholars are brought to the public domain through journals and books. Apart from this, our library has a substantial amount of collection on Asian studies and subscribes to over 80 journals, both Indian and foreign. Maulana Azad was India's first education minister. 11th November, his birth date, is celebrated as the National Education Day. Every year on this day, Maulana Azad Institute of Asian Studies holds a Maulana Azad Memorial Lecture given by an eminent Indian personality.
Maulana said, "We must not for a moment forget it is a birthright of every individual to receive at least the basic education without which he cannot fully discharge his duties as a citizen. There is a dire need to invest a collective faith in his perception of spiritual freedom, a freedom that is the result of the Creator's infinite and eternal love. Therein might dwell the answer to the quest for a society devoid of any discrimination."